Now, there's a spirit that is called the spirit of maturity. See, I want to teach you this under few minutes because it's going to help you. If only you can walk in that path. There's a spirit called the spirit of maturity. Now, what this spirit does is to help you to compose yourself. Are you there? It's it affects the way you act, the way you talk, the way you carry yourself. It affects the way you think. So when I'm saying thank you, when I'm saying the spirit of maturity, actually, I'm not, hello, pay attention to me. I'm not talking out of the Holy Spirit. I'm likewise, I'm still telling you some things about the Holy Spirit. That's another function. Are you with me? The Holy Spirit is the spirit of maturity in the sense that when you see a man that has the Holy Spirit or a lady that has the Holy Spirit, one of the things you begin to see in their life is maturity. They may not be as old as Methuselah, they may be a teenager, but when you see them, you respect them. The reason you respect them is not because they are older or they are the oldest, but because you saw what? The spirit of what? Maturity in them. Now, one of the things maturity guides you to do is a person that has the spirit of maturity does not talk too much. Are you there? They don't talk excessively. Are you there? People that have the spirit of maturity, they know their limits. Are you there? They know what? There are some of us, we don't know our limits. Let me give you an example of knowing your limits. When you know your limits, you just have this understanding that there are some people you can not talk to anyhow. Are you there? Even if they come to you and they are playing with you as your friend, you just know that these people, I can't talk to them anyhow. There are certain people that are doctors. No, I have a doctor. Dr. Famago is my father-in-law in Adeyemi. I think he's currently the HOD. When it comes to me and we begin to talk, he uses sir for me. He just relates with me as his mate. Are you there? But because of the spirit of maturity, I know my what? I know my limit. I will not say because of what he's doing, he can even come, I can even enter and he can choose to stand from the seat and say, come and sit here. I know my limit. I say, don't worry. A person that has the spirit of maturity knows his or her limit. My question to you is, do you know your limit? That's one question you must answer. A person, I'm giving you these features so that you can be able to identify those that have the spirit of maturity. And meanwhile, one of the blessings the Lord will give you that will secure and guarantee you for greatness is the spirit of maturity. Because when people that can help you come around you, the first thing they will try to trace in your life is the spirit of maturity. Sometimes what you know does not matter. And sometimes who you know does not matter. Because when God is involved, what those that want to help you will check in your life is your level of maturity. So you see somebody that is 30 and above acting childish. You see somebody that is below 20 acting with full maturity. The difference between the two of them is not the biological age, but the what? The Holy Spirit. Are you with me? So I said a person that has the spirit of maturity does not talk too much. Number two, what again? They know their what? Their limit. When I say they know their limit, I mean they're saying they know their boundaries. Are you there? Another thing about the spirit of maturity is a person that has the spirit of maturity knows how to control himself. They have self-control. They have what? Yes. I'll just give you four characteristics of the spirit of maturity. That's number three. They have self-control. If somebody just comes in now and I'm distributing 500 naira each person, just what are you doing? Nothing. I have. They won't jump to the person. They are coordinated. They are what? Yes. The spirit of maturity will help you to be coordinated. Coordinated. When you see a person that has the spirit of maturity, you will just know. way the person will sit, the way the person will be coordinated, when the person wants to talk, what he or she says, how they carry themselves, you know this one has the spirit of maturity. I'm teaching you this because I want you to walk in that path. It has nothing to do with age. Are you with me? It has what? It has nothing to do with age. But that's one of the things the world will see in your life, and they will come to honor you. The last thing, though, is more than four. I just want to give you four. I've spoken about what? They don't talk excessively. Yes, number two. They know their limits. Number three. Huh? They have self-control. That's something. And number four, if it is the spirit of maturity, then the person will have the fear of God. Are you there? The fear of what? So those are the four major ingredients that they are the four major features you see in the life of someone that has the spirit of maturity. A person that has the spirit of maturity, because of that fear of God, they can't yield to everything you bring to them. Oh, something is happening, let us do this. They'll say no. Even if they need that thing, they'll still say no. Are you there? Their concern is about pleasing God. That's the spirit of maturity. So, and one physical features you will also notice in the life of a person that has the spirit of maturity is when you look at how they act and how they live their life, it will be hard for you to pick their right age. You know, there are some people, if they don't tell you their age, you can never imagine that is their age. Do you know? You will always think they are older than that age. Why? Because they are functioning with a kind of wisdom that is older than their age. That even the Baba, some of the elderly ones, do not have. That's how true. When you see a person functioning in that dimension, you know that this one has what? The spirit of maturity. If you see a 14 years old girl acting with the spirit of maturity, it will be hard for you to guess the age right. Because based on the wisdom, the level of wisdom that person is working with, you will hard to the age and say, no, you can't be 14. You can't be 14. I pray the Lord will help us in Jesus' name. So, beloved of God, there's a need for us to walk with that spirit called the spirit of what? Maturity. Yes. And it becomes a possibility as the Holy Spirit comes in. Are you there? It's the Holy Spirit that will begin to help you to touch that reality. You need it. You need it. When you go to most of these schools, one of the things that is lacking is the spirit of maturity. Everybody is just jumping around. There's no coordination. Have you been to certain classes before or certain gathering before, and you discover there's no coordination? Huh? Anywhere the spirit of maturity is absent, anywhere the spirit of maturity is absent, one of the things you will see to mark the absence of the spirit of maturity is what? Lack of coordination. Are you there? So if I leave this class now and everybody here now begins to talk and is a sign that there is no what? That spirit of maturity is absent. Meanwhile, the class can be rowdy and yet you still see certain people who are seated quietly in a place, maybe probably going through what they have been taught or reading their Bible, leaving others who are jumping around. That will tell you that though the class is rowdy, but there are still what? Few that have the spirit of what? Are you with me? Can we just bow our heads and pray for 1 or 2 minutes and say, Father, help me to walk with the spirit of maturity. It's very important. Help me to walk with the